Record Store Day 2024 has come and gone. What did I get? Where did I go? And did you get everything that you wanted? This video is going to be a recap of the day and mostly the people that I met at Record Store Day 2024 in Westchester, Pennsylvania at Hop Fidelity, which is where I went. I had an extremely busy weekend this weekend, so I haven't even had a chance to listen to all of these records, and I barely have had a chance to get this video out to you guys, but I've been trying as fast as I can to get all this stuff turned around. So this video is going to be more of a focus on what I got at Record Store Day, and then later on down the road, I'll have another video after I got a chance to listen to all these records and give some reviews on this stuff and how the pressings sound and all that good stuff. But now let's take it back to the beginning of Record Store Day 2024 and see where the day began. Holy cow, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's 5:30 in the morning and it's Record Store Day. So you want to talk about FOMO? We talked about FOMO in the previous video. This is FOMO right here. Waking up at 5:30 in the morning in a panic because you're late because you wanted to be there at 5 o'clock to get the Hero Inagaki Japanese import that you never even heard of until the other day. Let's see if we can get it. Here we are, the first 10. In this place, they let us in at 10 at a time, and this is Hop Fidelity in Westchester, and I am in the first 10, so that works out great. So super happy for that. These folks are all very dedicated, and we're all very tired as well. So we'll just chill for a little bit. I gotta say, I was extremely exhausted this morning, and I actually woke up feeling extremely sick and almost thought about not coming at all. But as an omen of things to come, as soon as I pulled up, I saw this license plate, which in my opinion was an omen of good things to come, especially when I met this guy later, as you're gonna see later in the video. As the morning progressed and we were waiting in line, Byron, the owner, and his entire family and the staff actually came out with cookies and donuts and coffee for everyone in the line for free, which was super awesome to do. Great hospitality from the owner on this one. And like I said before, after the Record Store Day festivities happen, you're allowed to stay and drink beer for free at the place. They actually serve beer there, but they serve beer for free all morning and I think until 12 noon. So if you're up for drinking beer at 8 o'clock in the morning, which a lot of people were, you can definitely go and do that after you get your records. Is this the end of the line, or are those guys in line too?
This is the end. I mean, that would be, unless that's like a Taylor Swift contingent. I think we're fine.
Okay. Byron was actually kind enough to let me in early and get all my stuff set up. I wanted to set up a couple time lapses and the 360 video and stuff like that. But he even gave me another preview of more stuff to come.
Now, his name is Dario Baldwin Bembo.
I talked with the first group of 10 people that were there, of which I was in, so I wanted to actually interview the guy who was the very first person in line, so we'll check out some of those people that I met here.
Welcome to Westchester.
Right. Who's number one in line?
He's always number one.
You're number one? Are you
I'm not always number one. Usually
not...
he's number one.
Usually
I'm
he's
number one today.
All right.
He was here at 4:20 on 4:20.
So I was going to ask you, what time were you here?
Yeah, I know.
4:20. You were here 4:28? 4:20.
4:20.
Yep.
Nice. What are you going for?
So the Olivia Rodrigo, Noah Kahan for my daughter. The Elton John Caribou, Dio.
One less guy I have to worry about.
Yeah, one less guy I have to worry about. I like that.
What about you? What do you get?
A couple other items. The Doors album. Look at the Yes album.
I heard
Faces. I'm looking at the Faces album.
Some Talking Heads, that Grateful Dead. That'll cover it.
I think he's here for Thin Lizzy. My guess is that was your license plate back there.
You would be correct.
Everybody digs Miller.
Yes.
That's the one to get.
Is that one? Is that your?
That's my number one pick.
Go.
Olivia Rodrigo, Noah Kahan, the Wallows album.
Noah Kahan's very popular.
Probably the Blur album.
Freddie Gibbs album and the Replacements.
So what are you guys looking for?
A fun time.
There's a Northern Soul compilation by DJ Andy Smith. This is my number one.
You're the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy. And then I'm looking for David Bowie, Dead Milkmen, G-Love, and then possibly the Los Nuggets Spanish site.
Nice.
Whatever's left.
And then 8 o'clock rolled around and the first group of 10 were allowed in.
I was on my March Creek for a while.
7,
8, 9, and you were 10? 10. All right, so you guys are the first ones in.
It was really awesome. Everybody was very friendly and helping each other out. We were all just kind of there for different things because I was talking to everybody right in the line as we started. So we were all just helping each other get those records. And then it was cool because as soon as the first person would check out, they would let the next person in the door. So everybody pretty much got what they needed pretty quick in that first 10. And then from there, I was just filming people and just having a good time watching everybody get all their records. Started going around and talking to all the people there to see like who got what they wanted.
Did you get everything you wanted?
Oh, of course, and I'm gonna get more.
Alan, oh, that's the Alan Parsons with the.
Yeah. This is the pyramid. This has around 6 of them, which is like never released.
What I came for.
Right here is what I came for.
Team sleep.
That's what I came for. Got it. The boys are back in town.
Got Frank Zappa for my 15-year-old. He's got great taste in music.
He's Polish.
Yeah.
I got both of them.
No, you got the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You get it all?
Oh, I got it. And a little extra. Are the Amboy Dukes.
Yeah, with the rolling papers.
Yep, the Buena Vista Social Club.
Nice.
Noah. I told you I was coming for Noah.
I got it.
You got everything you wanted?
Got it all.
And you got it.
That one.
Very cool.
I didn't know that I was going to get Paramore. I literally only found out yesterday that they were releasing it.
And then at that point, everybody was just hanging out, which is a really easy thing to do at Hop Fidelity because they have books and they have great artwork and they have beer and they were serving cookies and donuts, like I mentioned before. Everybody there is very friendly and obviously they have the great vinyl and also great music playing the whole time. So it was a really cool hang. All right, super successful record store day at Hop Fidelity. Met a lot of great people here. There's a lot of really cool people in this town that like vinyl, which is really cool. It wasn't too crazy. We're able to get in. Everybody's super civil. Everybody's super helpful about getting the records that you want to get to each other. What's really cool about it too is the owner here, man, he's got so many great recommendations. I picked up like 3 things today that I didn't think I was gonna get. We're gonna talk about those in a little bit. Very awesome time here at Hop Fidelity. If you're ever out in Westchester, Pennsylvania, come out to Hop Fidelity and definitely come out next year for Record Store Day or for Black Friday Record Store Day. Now, what records did I come home with? If you watched my preview video, you'll know that I actually had a new #1 show up on my list on Thursday before Record Store Day. So I originally only had 4 items on my list, and then that was a 5th, and then I ended up walking out of Record Store Day with 10 records total. So let's go over those now and see what I got. So this ended up being #1 on my list, and this was also recommended to me by Byron on Thursday when I went there. So I had no idea that this was even going to be on the list. This is exactly why you go to Record Store Day. This record right here. I had no idea this was out there. I go there. Awesome owner who barely even knows me but knows that I like this kind of music suggests this to me, and I could not be more happier. If I didn't get anything else on Record Store Day and this was the only thing I got, this would have been great. And this really literally did get me out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning because I don't think that I would have been motivated enough to get some of the other ones that were already on my list. Now this is Jiro Inagaki, at least I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Jiro Inagaki and his Soul Media. And this is from 1973. The album's called In the Groove, and this is just really awesome jazz funk stuff. There's a lot of trombone on this. There's all kinds of really great horns, and it's just a real chill record. The bass is really great. I did get a chance to listen to this one. As soon as I got home, I cleaned this one and listened to it. It's on this beautiful white vinyl, comes with this awesome OB strip, and this is a really nice jacket. This is actually a Japan import. I think he got this as an import from the Japanese Record Store Day, so this wasn't even in most of the US shops that were out there. So again, another reason you should go to Hop Fidelity. This is a really awesome place. He gets some really great stuff, and I was very thankful to get this one. I've immediately gone out and gotten 2 more of this guy's records, so I'm gonna get more in depth with this artist and also this Project Revinyl label that this is issued on. One of the other records that I got is also issued on this. I think that record's called Funky Stuff, so I'm very excited for that one to come in. Definitely subscribe to the channel so you'll hear about that one. So this was originally #1 on my list. Bill Evans. Everyone digs Bill Evans. This is the Kraft mono edition. Now, this is not cut by Kevin Gray. This is cut by the Steve guy that's like his apprentice or whatever. And I do wish that Kraft would list that on their hype stickers. It's not cut by Kevin Gray. It actually says it on the lacquer. It's cut by his apprentice guy. And it sounds amazing. I did get a chance to listen to this one as well. And it turns out that these were the only 2 records that I got in all of this record store day that were just complete albums. Everything else that I got were compilations or soundtracks. The next one that I picked up here is the Penrose Volume 2 Showcase Record Store Day Special Picture Disc Edition. Now, I don't usually get picture discs. I'm not a big fan of picture discs. They don't usually sound very good. Plus, I have all the records from this picture disc already on 45 as well. So it's not like I need the music. I specifically, this is the collector in me coming out. I wanted to get this and I'm never gonna open it. I'm just gonna keep it sealed just like this and hang it and, you know, show it on my wall someday or something like that. But I'm very grateful to have this one. Number 4 on the list here is actually really cool because this is where, again, the community comes in. First of all, I had never even heard of these sets before, and then last year at Record Store Day, I went into Hop Fidelity, and that's the first time I ever met Byron. It's the first time I was ever in that store, and the volume 4 of this was still there, which is curated by Mike D of the Beastie Boys. So he was like, well, what are you into? And I was telling him that I'm into all kinds of different stuff, and he's like, well, do you like Brazilian, like MPB, like samba type stuff? And I was like, sure, it sounds cool. And so he suggested that to me, and that got me down the rabbit hole of like Brazilian MPB and psych stuff. And I made a video about that, and Ben Takis reached out to me, and we've become fast friends about that. And then leading up to this year's Record Store Day, I wasn't even aware that this was coming out, but another big fan of the channel, shout out to Bowie Aguilar, he recommended this one to me that I hadn't even known was out there. And I guess he had saw my previous MPB video. And so he was like, dude, are you gonna get this one? And absolutely, you know, so I plan on getting all of these. If you don't know what this is a 45 box set collection compiled by Mr. Bongo Records. Every year for Record Store Day, they get together with a specific DJ. In this case, this is DJ Coco. In years past, they've had Mike D and they've had KD from KD Records come in, and they'll compile these with singles that Mr. Bongo's already put out with a bunch of psych and Latin soul and MPB, Brazilian samba type stuff. So that's what this is. The last one here from my original list is Studio One Rude Boy, which is put out by Soul Jazz Records. Soul Jazz Records puts out all of these amazing compilations, and they've been putting out a lot of reissues of these in the past few years for Record Store Day in color variations. So they put this one out in this awesome blue color. Again, these are represses. The original pressings came out in like the mid 2000s, and they've been starting to reissue all of these. So now we're into what I'm gonna call Byron's picks for the rest of this video. All these ones here were not originally on my list when I walked into this store, and Byron is just really awesome, or maybe he's just a really good salesman, or he knows what I like anyway, and so he suggested all these to me. But this one here is Black Girl, and it is a soundtrack from Real Cult Records, and I saw a couple other records that they had this year. They had an Orca soundtrack too, which is actually from the killer Orca whale movie from the 70s. Pretty crazy movie there. Got a nice obi. The cover is really nice, and the black and white smoke vinyl just looks beautiful. This is a really, really nice vinyl record. The next Byron pick here is this Westbound Sound ORG compilation. Now, I picked this up specifically for 2 reasons. One, it was very cheap. It's probably the cheapest record in the store. I think it was only like $15. And 2, it's out by Westbound Music and ORG Records. It lists raw funk and soul. If you say raw funk on the cover of something, I'm probably gonna buy it. But it's got a lot of great people on it. The Ohio Players, The Counts, which is another fantastic band. Funkadelic is on here, Spanky Wilson. A lot of really, really cool stuff. Byron definitely got me with this one, but also I think the vinyl community definitely got me with this one. I've seen enough people talk about the rare nuggets essentials of like psych rock stuff out there, and they seem pretty cool, but I've never seen one out there like this that is all Latin stuff. So this is Los Nuggets, 60s garage and psych, but it's all Latin flavored stuff. But there's a bunch of cover songs on here. I think Please Please Me is on this, and Satisfaction. It's on this magenta vinyl. You know, a fun one to pick up on Record Store Day. I'm excited to listen to this and see what this sounds like. I'm sure there's probably some really cool little Latin gems on this thing. This was also a Byron pick that he showed me the morning of when I got in there for that little sneak preview right before everybody got in. And I think he only thought that he had one copy of this. And there was a guy in line in front of me who was like number 8 or something like that. Real cool guy. He ended up getting this. And we talked a little bit about it, and I was happy for him that he got it. And I was like, I was glad that somebody got it. I looked for it when I was looking for my stuff and I couldn't find it. So he must have swooped right in there and got it. But it turns out there was a second one. So somebody was flipping through a bunch of stuff later on in the day. This was much after the line had already died, and we were all just kind of like hanging out. I was filming some more videos and stuff, and I saw somebody flipping through, and I was just kind of like looking at what they were flipping through, and I saw the green lettering, and I immediately was like, whoa, stop, go back to. And they went back to, and I was like, do you want that? And they said no, and I grabbed it, and here it is. This is a really cool compilation put together by Andy Smith, and it's put out on this really nice green vinyl. There are some amazing gems in these compilations, which is exactly why I got this. There were only 2 available at the store on this day, and then I looked on Plaid Room Records the next day on Saturday. They had 7 originally, and they were gone by 8 o'clock in the morning. So this is a pretty popular one, and I'm very, very glad that I got it. This last one here is the last of the Byron picks and the last of the complete list at all, but I cannot show you the cover on this. What you can see here is the silhouette of this cover. This is actually a naked woman on this cover. This is the soul of Ali Ben Djambala, and I am not sure who that is, but this is again where the FOMO comes in, or where being sold by a record store owner comes in. I'm hanging out in the place afterwards, just chilling with everybody, and the music's playing, and I'm like, what is this music? This sounds great. And I go and ask him, and he's like, oh, this is that compilation with the naked lady on the cover that I told you about. And I was like, oh, crap. So I went right back over to the box, picked this one up. This is a really awesome record. What's really nice is the record actually comes in this translucent blue vinyl, which it actually really looks very pretty. I like translucent vinyl much more than opaque vinyl. I will say too that this is a really cool like collection of music on this. Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue is the first track on this, but it's like an African version of it. And then the whole thing is just very cool and really just out there. I haven't listened to all of it yet, so I'm very excited to get into this one as well. But all of these Byron picks are going to be pretty cool to listen to over the next weeks or so. So there you go. I had an amazing, amazing record store day. Like I said, more so for the community aspect of it, getting to meet people, getting to see what everybody else was into. I officially have a new local record store that I am proud to say is my new local. Hop Fidelity is literally the closest record store to my house. It's 7.2 miles away, and it is a sick record store. Byron is a really cool guy. The people in Westchester that like vinyl there are very cool to hang out with, and they serve beer there, like I said before. The staff is very cool and creative. They got some artists that work there. There are some local artists that show off their artwork and sell it at the shop as well. So if you're ever in Westchester, Pennsylvania, definitely go check out Hop Fidelity on Market Street. Go have a beer and tell them that Rocco from Pieces of Vinyl sent you. I was very excited to do this. I'm glad that I pushed myself beyond my exhaustion in the morning. I encourage everybody to participate in Record Store Day more. I'm gonna try to get out again for Record Store Day Black Friday as well. I didn't get out last year, but this really got me excited. It got me excited for the year, got me excited for a lot of new vinyl. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know in the comments below what you got. Let me know if you're from Westchester, if you were at Hop Fidelity. I'm excited to hear about what your days were like as well. Again, I do plan on having music reviews for all this stuff that I haven't listened to yet, so I'm not just blindly showing you records that I've never listened to before. I don't usually do that, but I wanted to get this out fast enough for Record Store Day. I have so many other records that have just recently come in as well. So many pieces of vinyl. Definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those reviews or any of that stuff. Definitely go watch some of these other videos on the channel if you're interested in any of those videos, and I will see you on the next one.